Today we're here to talk about some of the description of our new upgraded LIG 1001 headlight upgrade harness for the 80 series Land Cruiser. We've been building this harness for over 25 years, and recently we have gone through some major upgrades. And I want to talk about those a little bit today, and then we'll go through the installation process with you. Again, this is a headlight upgrade harness. It fits 80 series Land Cruiser. It was designed specifically for the 91 to 97 US spec that has the 9005, 9006 headlight bulbs. Some people choose to use this harness and do some modifications to it if you're doing a retrofit to your 80 series to an H1, H4 system. You're welcome to use it for that. We don't support it in that way, but it is something nice to start with. You're going to purchase the kit. It's going to come in a nice bag like this, and then there's going to be a QR code on the bag which leads you to our written instructions, and that could be helpful. In addition to the harness, you're going to have a little bracket here to help mount the relays. For our installation, we're also using what we call our OE terminal or short terminal, SOK 20005. This truck behind me is a 94. We're talking about a 35-year-old truck, and the terminals that are on there are in a little rough shape, so this may be a good help in your project as well. The harness is laid out here. In this scenario, 93 through 97, this is how you're going to install it. On 91 and 92 trucks with a 3FE engine, the battery happens to be on the passenger side instead of the driver's side. So you're going to take the harness and just flip-flop it and install it the same way. What we can see here on the passenger side, the black is a 9005 bulb, that's your high beam. The gray is a 9006 bulb, that's your low beam. That's the case on both sides. You'll also see an eyelet here, that is the ground for both of your passenger side bulbs. Moving on through the harness, you have a duplicate. This also goes to your bulbs on your headlight. These connect, this is the female plugs, these connect to your factory harness. We only need a trigger on one side. So on the passenger side, you're gonna have two additional connectors that were originally plugged into your bulbs. You're gonna zip tie those out of the way. You will not be using those. We only need the trigger from one side. Additionally, we have our ground. Again, this is the ground for both high beam and low beam on the driver's side. Moving forward from here, we have our relays. These are a 40 amp constant power, 60 amp draw relays. These are a water resistant relay. However, you want to mount those so that they're upright so no water sits inside the connectors. You'll have two additional Molex plugs off the bottom. These Molex plugs are to be used with our LIG 1002 harness. If you're adding additional lights to the front, that harness can also make things a little bit easier. You're typically going to use one or the other, not both. One's connected to the high beam trigger, one's connected to the low beam trigger. You may have a use for these to use additionally to our harness as well. And then lastly on here, this is your positive terminals that connect to the positive on your battery. These have 30 amp blade fuses in them. Everything on these does have waterproof seals in them, which is real nice. That's an upgrade over our previous harness. The relays, should you ever have a problem with them, these are all sourced in the US. So should you have a problem, easy to source at most automotive stores or many places online. It doesn't have to be the ones from us. So very serviceable long-term. The other reason you might use this harness would be if you're upgrading your headlight bulbs. You go into a higher power bulb and you do run some risk of damaging the connectors. This is a less expensive harness than our 80 series harnesses that have less current available to them, as well as they're a little bit difficult to repair as that they're part of the entire engine harness. So this is what we have. Let's go through the installation process. So behind me is a 94 Land Cruiser we're doing the install on for you today. We can go through the step-by-step of the installation of our LIG 1001 harness. On the 93 and 94 trucks, there's little differences in that they have the R12 Freon in the AC system, so you have a dryer here. On a 95 through 97, this will not be in your way. We chose to remove the battery, which I would recommend. It's going to give you more access to the new location for the relays. We've also chose to remove the overflow for the coolant reservoir. That's also going to give you more access to the back of the passenger side headlight. For the video, we're going to be removing the headlights so we can capture everything and see a little better idea what's going on. You do not need to remove those during your installation. We are also removing the top of the core support. We already have the bolts taken out here to help speed things up, but this will be removed during your installation so that you can get a nice run of your new harness following the factory harness layout and zip tying everything through there. So we'll get this all removed and give you a better idea of what's going on. So as discussed, we just removed the headlights and the grille. You will not need to do this for your install, but it's going to help for describing what we're working with here. We like to start by removing the top of your core support. We already have the hardware out here. We remove this guy. He will likely still be attached to your hood latch, but we'll get him out of the way and move him to the side. Main goal here is to expose this factory harness. We lay out the new headlight harness. We just follow the factory Toyota routing, run some zip ties around this to lay everything out. And when you put the harness back in, it'll keep everything safe. Double check when you're putting it back together that you don't have any pinch points. We don't have to worry too much about any heat sources here, but just following suit with what Toyota already put here in for us. So the the passenger side of the harness, we're gonna run over. We end up with just our two headlight connectors here, as well as our pigtail for our ground. Our ground is gonna tie into the 6mm bolt where the factory headlight ground was on the inner fender. So you're gonna tidy that up. Again, as I mentioned, the factory high and low headlight bulb plugs in this side are not going to be used at all. So you can tuck these away, zip tie them out of the way. You may want to put some grease on there to keep some contaminants from getting in there, however you want to do it. If you ever want to reverse it, this is the only time you're going to be using these. Otherwise, you have your new pigtail sticking out here. Again, black, 9005, that's going to be your high beam. Gray, 9006 is your low beam. You really can't swap them. If you look at the connectors themselves, they look very similar. The gray low beam has one slot in the middle that lines up with the bulb. The black high beam has two little slots that line up with the bulb. Some aftermarket bulbs may not even have that in place. That's all we have here on the passenger side. Pretty easy. Everything's tidied away, and then we'll move on to the driver's side. So over here on the driver's side or the battery side, this is the business end. Again, if you have a 91 or 92, your battery is going to be on the passenger side of a US vehicle, and other than that, everything's going to be the same. I do recommend removing the battery to access the back side of the headlight when your headlight is installed. It's also going to give you better access to the mounting of the relays, as well as attaching the new ground on top of the old ground in the inner fender. We have a few more connectors over here, but same idea. We have our positives and negatives, or males and females on our headlight bulb connectors. On this side, on our female connectors, positive pins, we are going to attach those right to your factory headlight bulbs. Pretty straightforward. Black goes to black, that's the high beam. In this case, gray goes to our brownish orangish color. But again, they can't be installed in reverse because of those locating pins that are within the connectors. So attach the new harness female connectors to your factory headlight connectors. That's going to be your trigger source for the new harness. Other than that, you have the same connectors you had on the other side of the vehicle that will connect directly to your bulbs. Black to high beam, gray to low beam. You'll tuck those away in the back, out of the way, pretty easy. From here, we're going to move on to our bundle of our relays, as well as our ground. Just like on the passenger side, we have our ground terminal. That's going to be the new ground for your new harness. There is a ground already located with a 6mm bolt, which is a 10mm head that is in the inner fender. You're going to take that ground off, sandwich the new ground, put it back in, done, straightforward. On our relays, there will be a bracket in the kit. This bracket is made out of stainless steel, so don't worry about any corrosion. Even though it looks to be silver and needing some attention, you don't have to do anything with it. The bracket is going to mount in this location, so you can take both relays, use the included 6mm bolt, sandwich them together. From there, this slot that's on this bracket is going to get sandwiched with the factory ground negative wire. That is an additional 6mm bolt, 10mm head, that is just above where the headlight harness ground wire was. These are going to get sandwiched together right in here, pretty straightforward, and mounted on the side. There are additional holes that are in this inner fender, both 6mm and 8mm. If you wanted to use something different, you could do so, because there's plenty of options to do so. Lastly, all we have left is we have our positive wires. These two eyelets just go together and get attached to the positive terminal. We'll get this all completed and show you what it looks like with this installed, along with the battery and the new Slee off-road replacement terminals. So here we are with the truck all put back together. We got our tie bar put back in. We got our overflow reservoir put back in. We got our battery put back in. We got our Slee battery terminals all nice and tidy up here. You can take a look at those and see how all the eyelets and connectors came out. This is a very nice upgrade for a 35-year-old truck. Some of the things to keep in mind if you do have problems. Each of the relays are controlling one for the low beams both and one for the high beams both. So if you have an issue with the low beams or the high beams, it should be together. If you have an issue only with one low beam or one high beam, you may have a bulb problem. You may have forgotten to put in one of your connectors. Same thing with the fuses. Our 30-amp fuses, one is for the low beam and one is for the high beam. So if you need to start diagnosing things, that may be helpful to get that all sorted out. Otherwise, double check your lights, make sure they work, high, low. Should be pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. 1-800-4x4-SLEE, sleeoffroad.com.